Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about how to stay consistent in 2024 and beyond. This program today is for people who want to be consistent doing the things they want to do, not just the things that they always do. So, wow, welcome back. And so today, look, before we even get started, make sure you subscribe to the podcast over on YouTube, on Spotify, all the podcast places. And if you're watching this live, wherever you are, make sure you share it and let somebody else know about the podcast, Account for Your Life. So what is consistency? So I had to look this up. Because I think looking up stuff always helps me to understand it, not just from my perspective, but from how people actually perceive it. So I looked up consistent, and consistent says that it's person who's consistent always behaves in the same way, has the same attitudes towards people or things, or achieves the same level of success in something. Wow, interesting. Always staying the same, something, the results continue to come over and over. You want to be consistent in 2024 and beyond. I want to be consistent in 2024 and beyond. There's something that I learned about being consistent, and I didn't know that I was learning it several years ago, that I'm going to share that with you today. So what is, and then what is being consistent? Staying consistent. Like, how do you stay consistent? How does that even happen? So remember, it shows up and you do it the same way. Look at your life today. I'm looking at mine. What things do you do over and over? I can guarantee you probably brush your teeth every day. You probably take showers. You probably get into bed a certain way. You probably walk a certain way. You probably talk a certain way. You probably put on clothes a certain way. And you do it the same every time. But what is it about doing something new or doing something that, man, I want to get this new result. I want to get rich, man. I want to be successful doing this thing. I want to lose all this weight. I really want to do this, but I can't stay consistent. What is the problem? That's the question. What's the problem? Why can't I stay consistent? And I've been asking myself this question. I was amongst some friends yesterday evening. We were talking, and I don't know how it came up, but I was talking about how, over the past, 30 days or so, I've been doing push-ups. I don't want to, push-ups are hard. I said, man, I remember when I could only do, I could do less than 10 push-ups. And the fact that I'm doing 500 every single day, it's hard, even now. Right. And so I'm saying, well, that's, I've been consistent so far, it's coming up on 30 days. I've been consistent doing this podcast every day. I've been consistent in my health and my weight, just kind of like managing it. How do you stay consistent doing something, even though it's hard and even though it's painful? How do you do that? Several years ago, I was just starting out in the health journey, the healthy accountant. That's how the healthy accountant was born. It's weird. Healthy accountant was born because I started doing things healthy. I started, working out. I started looking at the things that I eat. I cut a lot of stuff out of my diet. And so I started calling myself the healthy accountant. Now, I think before I started doing that, one day I just was like, I was fed up, because it was like, hey, I don't just want to lose weight, even though, even right now, I probably got a few pounds that I want to kind of shave off. But I don't just want to lose weight. And I felt like a lot of times when people want to lose weight, they focus on the fact that they want to lose weight. And I heard somebody say one day, and it stuck with me. And they said, whenever you lose something, what happens? You're going to go try and find it again. So think about this. If you want to lose weight, you might lose it. but then you find it again. Why do people always gain the weight back? Because they lost it, and then for some reason they had to go back and find this weight because they got to a point where it was just like maintenance. How do you maintain? I just lost 30 pounds. Now, how do I maintain this weight? Because a lot of times what people do is they don't keep doing the thing that they were doing. Consistency is coming in. You got to stay consistent. You can't deviate. It says that to be consistent, you got to do things the same way. You got to have the same attitude. You've got to have the same level of success is going to come because we keep doing it over and over. But did you know that it gets boring to do the same thing over and over? I was talking to Jenny, my wife, recently. She's probably watching this at some point, and she doesn't like to eat the same thing over and over. And I'm just like, well, lose weight. Most people that do it, they just eat the same stuff. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I was like, yeah, I get it. You don't want to do it. And I was just like, and because we all like variety. But when I realized sometimes the variety, it's like variety is cool, but then it's like, well, how can you be consistent if you eat all the variety of things? Then that's another challenge. So years ago, when I was just kind of starting out, little kid in the game, right? I said, man, like, how can I just live a healthy life? I asked the question. I was like, how do I do that? Like, I was like, I don't just want to be losing weight. I want to live a healthy life. Like, I want to be, I want to build muscle. I want to be healthy in my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, like in every area of my life, my finances, my relationships, everything. I want to be healthy everywhere. So how do I do that? Like, what should I focus on? And then it was just focus on that, focus on being healthy. And when I was like, just focus on being healthy. So yeah, just do all the stuff that will make you healthy. And if you had to lose weight, you would. And then you would never have to lose weight because the things that you don't want would just disappear. What? The things that you don't want would just disappear. So that means that if there was weight if there was weight that should not be on my body, it would just go away because of what I'm doing. Because it wouldn't. It's like it doesn't go with, I can't be fat if I'm doing things that make me not fat. It's not possible. It doesn't mean that you can't possibly gain some weight here and there, because I gained a couple pounds here and there, but you know what? I gained more muscle than I have anything else. And I can tell you I probably put on at least 15 pounds of muscle in the past several years, which I remember when I was trying to do that. Like, I had a whole challenge where I was just trying to put on muscle. I was just, I was hitting the gym every day, lifting weights, drinking the protein shakes. I'm going to put on 10 pounds of muscle. I remember I was doing that maybe in 2018. And I don't remember when it triggered, but one day I look up and I know that my frame is bigger. I've got more muscle on me now, right? Because when you decide that you want to just, it's like knock down the domino. When you want to knock down the one domino that's going to get you to where you want to go, then everything else will work itself out. So that was the thing, becoming consistent it's just that's a matter of choice. I saw somebody recently, they said something about it because I had put something, what did I put on my thing? I'd asked a question about consistency, and see if I can find it. I asked a question about, I says, what are some reasons why it's hard to stay consistent? And one person said distractions in every form. It's interesting because I was just talking to my son, Jared, and he's going through something, and when he told me about what he was going through, it hit me. I was like, this is distraction. Now he may not even understand that. I said, this is a distraction because of what you're planning to do. He's planning to better in his life. He's planning to get more intentional, more focused. He's planning to to literally discover his gifts and his purpose. And so think about this. If that's what you want to do, then there's going to come a time where you got to make a decision that you're going to have to stay doing something else, but you might have to lose something as well. Things that you lose, you can get back, especially if they're good. But distractions are going to come if you're going to be consistent. We started the push-up challenge, and I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and she told me she said, "Man, I did 2 days." I get it. Push up. The idea that you got to push your body weight up. You got to push your body weight up. So what it says is that everybody can do this. Everybody can push their own body weight. Now, here's the thing. Luckily, you're not pushing dead weight. You're just pushing kind of like a portion of the weight up. But everybody can do it. When she said she kind of fell off and different things was going on, I was like, yeah. Different things happen, distractions. Let's see, what did somebody else say? Somebody else said that we get comfortable and we forget the urgency. So think about it, you want to do something and it's not urgent enough. Like, oh man, this is good because I have not had urgency about things. And then I'm wondering why am I not here? Because you're not urgent enough. You're comfortable doing what you're already doing and you're not willing to do something else. Yesterday when I was talking to my friends and we were talking and I mentioned this consistency thing, and that's kind of how it came up this morning. I mentioned the consistency thing. I said, man, there's pain. There's pain. And sometimes the pain may not ever go away in being consistent. I almost didn't want to do a podcast. I was like, man, I always got to come up with something new. I got to talk about something else. Like, how do you do that? Then I just remember, I can do that. I just remember, I told him, I know that I can. I know that I will. I know that I said that I would do a podcast every single day. So whatever I say, I got to do. So we get comfortable and we forget the urgency. Let's see. Somebody else said, somebody that I know really close to me, she says, you don't really want to do it. Ooh, this is why probably one of the best answers. Most of the things that are good for us, we probably don't want to do them because it's painful. It's like you got to get over the fact that it's like getting up early every morning. Man, I've been getting up early the last 2 days. Oh my goodness. Like I have not been up at 4:00 in the morning in a long time. And it's been interesting. I'm like, wow, like, yo, I feel more tired. That's because I'm going to bed. I'm not going to bed early enough. The last couple of nights, I haven't, I'm just like, man, I've been late on my push-ups and it's like 11 o'clock and I'm just finishing my push-ups. And I'm just like, man, like, then I got to get up at 4. I'm like, oh, this hurts. It's painful. You don't want to do it. Another person says, lack of accountability or no accountability. Wow. All right. So to be consistent in 2024, think about this. The push-up challenge for me made me accountable to people on Facebook. Not that I wouldn't have done it because I had actually started doing it. But because I put it out publicly and I'm talking about it every day, it forces me to do it because I don't want to have a zero. Jenny said the same thing about working out with her sister. They keep themselves accountable. And because they use the Peloton app, right? Peloton will track every time you do any kind of exercise. It'll just show that you checked it off. And she was just like, she says, well, she doesn't want her sister to see an X or nothing in the box. The accountability keeps her accountable to what she said. See, that's probably the biggest one because you think if you want to get consistent at something, you may not have the resolve up front to do it. Meaning you may not have the resolve to just keep going. But when there's someone else or something to help hold you accountable, then it's like, oh, I guess I got to do it now. Wow, I can't stop. So, all right, if we're going to be consistent in 2024, I like the last one, accountability. We need people to hold us accountable. We need a way that we can be accountable to what we said. Because usually, think about this, you want to get consistent in something. It's not because Jay said to do it. It's not because your mom said to do it. It's because you said it. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's coming out of your mouth. This is the Joshua 1:8 principle. When you say something, right? You say something, and then the more you think about it, it's going to force you to do it. But you still need accountability. And so if we're going to be consistent in 2024 and beyond, doing whatever it is that we said we were going to do, we're going to need someone else. We're going to need a mechanism, something that's going to hold us accountable to that. So if you've ever wondered how to stay consistent, then this is how you do it. You say what you're going to do. And look, I got one last story. My friend Jamie Pottinger, shout out to Jamie. He wrote a book because he was accountable. He said he wanted to write a book. I said, it's great. Let's meet every week so that I can talk to you every week and make sure that you're doing it. And that accountability got him to write a book. He finished that book probably in 6 months. So it works. Wow, this is deep, right? Deep thing, but it's not that deep because it's just, hey, I just need at least one person. Or I need all of Facebook. I got almost 3,000 friends that I posted. Everybody may not be commenting and saying anything about it, but they see it. So when I bump into people, because I do bump into people from time to time, they says, wow, man, I see what you're doing. Wow, you're consistent. Man, wow, you're doing it. Yeah, because I put it out there. So we got to be accountable to what we say, right? We're thinking about it. And because we're saying it and thinking about it, we're doing it. And then we're getting someone else to hold us accountable to what it is that we said that we're going to do. So that's how to stay consistent in 2024 and beyond. My name is Jay Moore, Healthy Accountant. I help you to account for your life. God bless. And I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.